Yes, that's right, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV. I've come to Agios Yanis Beach in the north of Lefkas Island. I'm here with the Minicat 420. Okay, quite a big sort of, quite a sandy beach, but there's some big kind of slabby bits of rock just in the water. So gonna have to use the skegs as kind of runners to get the boat in. I think I'm also going to, in preparation, going to get the jib out now. So we're going out without a rudder, so this is really going to help. I think these rocks are pretty smooth, so obviously with the inflatable, the concern is popping a sponson. But we are pretty smooth. I tell you what, I'm glad I've got the shoes on. This is pretty slippery. Just gonna walk her out a little bit. Oh, just in case there's any of these rocks which are a little bit proud and we don't want to put the boat on a rock. All right, and we're off. Okay, let's put on a little bit of jib. Did all that rudderless testing, so it's coming in handy now. No rudder to start with. Look at the colour of the water. Oh my word, that is pretty nice. Okay, so I think, yeah, it looks deep enough to deploy steering. Steering deployed, and we're off. And there we go. We're tickling along quite nicely already. We have got quite a long way to go. So our route plan is, we can see straight up ahead. In fact, straight up ahead is Preveza Airport, which is the local airport for Lefkas Island. We're not going that far, we're going straight up ahead, and then when we get past the headland on the right, we're going to turn downwind. We'll deploy, I'm just going to call it the spinnaker. Apologies if you'd rather I called it a code 0, a Jenica, a big jib, a Jenna, a wind catching sock, anything else. We're going to deploy the wind catching sock when we turn right at the headland, and then that should whisk us very quickly downwind. The next point of interest will be we get to the entrance of the Lefkas kind of channel, I think you'd call it, where the yachts that are coming from the marinas in Preveza, where they will be coming onto the island. That's where the floating bridge is, which allows cars to come off the island without having to catch a ferry. But at the moment, they're actually using a ferry as a bridge. So I think we should go and have a look at that on the way. And then after that, perhaps the biggest bit of jeopardy is the rocky reef, which we must pass. Okay, so I think that the wind is of such an angle that I'm going to deploy the spinnaker just to see how that goes. All right, so might just turn downwind a little bit more. Got it wrapped up pretty well. This is one of the tricks I learnt at NACRA, was wrap it so the sheets come all the way, oh, wrong one, all the way around the sail. Okay, so is this going to pull it out, or do I need to feed it with the rope? Yes, there we go. That's what they were talking about. All right, I'm going to have to feed it a little bit as well. It's quite a new spinnaker, so it's a bit stiff. There we go. All right, I think I'm gonna have to stop to do a little bit of rerouting of the spinnaker sheet, because it's rubbing on the wrong side of the shroud. Hopefully the boat will behave itself just while I do this. It's only my second time using the kite on the mini cat. Figure of 8 knot in the end. All right, here we go. This is gonna be cool. Okay, and yeah, I think the spinnaker block is too far forwards to have optimal shape there. Yeah, and there's no real fixing point halfway down, so I'm just going to have to live with it. And maybe before it was right at the back, maybe I need to put it right at the back again. Okay, but I think it's adding a certain bit of spice to our downwind. All right, and one of the custom accessories I've got on the boat is what are these called? Wing cups. Check out this. It's a little pot, clips onto the back, holds on with some Velcro and cable ties, and in it, look how solid that is. Lovely. Yeah, wasn't sure if the bottle was going to jump out, but it's pretty deep. Yeah, very good. Okay, so I've actually tied the spinnaker sheet off to the shroud because I've changed where the block's mounted on the other side. So I'm going to go for a jibe. Hope everyone's ready. And to see how she sets on the other side, and because we need to go that way a bit as well. All right, here we go. Nice and easy. Okay, let's get that kite across. Oh yeah, much better. Okay. And didn't really notice it on the other tack, but on this tack we've got some pretty juicy, okay, fairly juicy, not pretty juicy, fairly juicy swell coming through, which we could catch one of these. No, get us surfing down it. Just start the water speed app so we can see what sort of speed we can get on these waves. .9. Doesn't even feel very quick. It's because I suppose you could argue 5.9 is not very quick, but yeah. All right, we need to do another jibe because if we go too far, we're not going to make it round the headland with the kite up. I'm actually going to do the jib kind of first. All right, here we go. Goose swinging the kite. Oh, that's what they were talking about. And then just gonna whip around like that. And then, come on. There she is. Yeah, she certainly sets better on that side with the sheeting angle set thus. Okay, so even though it might not look very headlandy, this is the headland that we could see from when we kind of started. So we're pretty good for the jibe there. We're going to see if we can jibe a little bit nicer. So I think doing the jib a bit first, like we did last time, seemed to work pretty well. And then I just need to pick up the other spinnaker sheet as I go through. All right, let's have a look. So here we go, going into the jibe. getting the spinnaker the other side, just helping the boom across, because don't want the camera getting catapulted off the boat. No thank you. That would be a poor thing to happen. And kite in, and there we go. Okay, we're gonna have to do a few more jibes, so it's all good practice. And yeah, top speed so far 7.3 knots. Absolutely shifting gears, shifting, going very nicely. Yeah, not so happy about how the spare spinnaker sheet is distorting the jib. To have them back here, they're just a little bit short. I think when we stop, when we get to Paradise Island, might tie them at the clue, so then they can run through at the back. Oh, we're on a wave. Yes. God, we are flipping flying here. Let's see if we can pump the kite, get us onto the wave, get a bit further forwards. Try to get off the wave before it breaks. I think that's a good idea. Might put a quick jibe in if we start being able to see the bottom as well. Here we go, this is a big one. Come on. We just haven't quite got the pace to get on it. It's shit. Come on, come on. No, not today. Okay, I can see the bottom. We're jibing. Oh. What a moment in rock and roll. There we go. In fact, even the kind of rush jibe seemed to be, you know, it wasn't too bad, I don't think. Wow, that is, crikey, how did that happen? It's breaking waves just behind us and onto rock. Yeah, somehow didn't see that and we managed to get away with it. All right, let's just pretend that didn't happen and carry on. Okay, we're getting into a little bit more wind here. Not a huge amount, but what we're expecting with the wind is, well, not just expecting, what will happen is throughout the course of the day, the wind is going to increase. So yeah, that's going to put a cat amongst the pigeons a little bit, especially that we have to sail back to where we've come from, and that's going to be upwind. That is going to be quite a sail back. Here we go. Let's see if we can get a bit of pace on one of these bits of swell. Oh, quite a good one coming. That is cool. 6.8. Might have done a little bit quicker. This is really good fun. You know, I'm not going to say if only we were on a Hobie 16. I'm not going to say that. I might think it, but I'm not going to say it. All right. Still fun on the mini cat. All right, yeah, let's go for a jibe there. Uncleating the jib. Put it in the middle, I think. There we go, and here we go. Boom, gently, thank you. New spinnaker sheet. Kneeling on the old one, standard. Oh, all right, we've got a bit of a tangled kite. It's just caught a bit on the jib. Just going to use the old sheet to get it out. Let's goose swing it for a second. Now that is pretty cool as well. For VMG, this might actually be the way in this wind to get to where we're going quickest. 3 sails out, pulling us along. All right, let's Where is the sheet? It's just there. Just grab that. Give that a little, yep. Bit of speed there. Never mind the BMG, let's go for the speed. 7 knots. Whew. Surely. That is a great gust. Slightly new technique here. As we come out of the jibe, we just goose swing it for a... Oh, danger goose swinging. There we go. If I can get that out. We goose swing it for a minute. Ooh. God, it feels a bit precarious actually. And then making sure I'm not sat on the sheet. In fact, pull that sheet all the way out. Then get the sheet in just there. All right. Was that all right? Okay, we are getting close actually. It's been going for quite some time now, but we're getting close to the next kind of landmark slash point, which is the opening of the channel that goes to the bridge, the floating bridge. In fact, you won't be able to see it on the camera, but I can see it straight ahead. It is the temporary floating bridge, which is actually a fairly small ferry, and yeah, we'll go and have a look at it and try not to get honked at or arrested. I think the port police might not want a inflatable commentator getting involved. Oh, good wave coming. No, just haven't got the pace. We need a bit more wind. Now, as we go into shallower water, if we were going to run the gauntlet a little bit, as we go into shallower water, the waves would get steeper and slower, meaning it'll be more easy for us to catch them, but meaning that the amount of jeopardy is significantly increased in that as the wave breaks, if we're in the wrong place, we could get flipped over, mast on the bottom, mast in pieces, boat in tatters, and we don't want to see that. Oh no, that's not going to get us to Paradise Island. Oh, just that was just the boat suddenly getting a bit of angle on it, unexpected. So I'm quite looking forward to lunch. Got lunch in the luggage. Stay tuned to find out what Joe's having for lunch. All right, I think we're going to jibe out there. Yeah, let's try this goose swinging jibe action. I'm having to supervise the boom. Goose swing it on the jibe nicely. Pull the jib over nicely. Get the new spinnaker sheet. I think that was the best one yet. Oh, you're looking the wrong way. Best one yet, I reckon. Okay. Yeah, pretty decent. So here we go. We are really getting somewhere juicy now. This is the opening, the entrance to, is it called the Lefkes Canal? Maybe it's called the Lefkes Canal. We're just going to stick our nose in there. Yeah, so very difficult balance for the authorities. Obviously, the normal floating bridge is much smaller, that allows cars on and off the island. But that had to go away to have some sort of work done to it. So they had to get this other bridge in, which is actually a ferry. Oh, I might goose swing it again. We need to go a bit deep here. Yeah, and there's the balance between the boats, the yachts mostly, that are wanting to pass through, because it's a nice thing to do, and the traffic, all the cars, buses, lorries, taxis, all of it that want to come on and off the island. Yeah, here we go. So it is 12:30, which, you know, that means that we've got a good half an hour at least until the bridge opens. We don't want to be anywhere near here when the bridge opens, because there will be an armada of yachts coming from the other side, and it would quite possibly be somewhat frowned upon mini-catting it up in there. All right, we're going to put the kite away soon, which is, you know, it's a shame. I've grown used to having this amount of power, but to get up here. Oh, by the way, this is Lefka's Castle just in front. I don't know anything about it apart from it is a castle, and compared with tourist attractions in Europe, it is extremely dangerous. Yes, you can walk along the top of the wall, there are no barriers, there is quite a big drop, and yes, you could have a bit of a moment. Right, let's wrap this bad boy up. Which way are we wrapping? Right, let's see if I can keep the boat going. No, keep the boat going straight while we wrap. Okay, that's some pretty decent wrapping. Just wrapping the sheet a little bit as well. Okay, now we can come up, bring the jib in, main sheet in. Oh gosh, yeah, it really does feel like we've lost a bit of power there when we did away with the spinnaker. Need to tack, by the way. Okay, let's go there. Nice tack. Yeah, the other sort of sad thing with having this ferry in place as the bridge was the old bridge. With a boat like this, what we could have done is drop the sails, yes, a bit time consuming, drop the mast, paddle through with our secret weapon, the paddle, and then pass through, then put it all back up once we pass through. But with this one, it does look like it's very much closed front and back. There we go. Crikey, the carnage of traffic. It's kind of like just coming up here just to remember why it is that we like to go sailing. Okay, I think it's time to get out of here. We have seen enough. There it is. There we go. We made it in to have a look at the bridge, and no problems from the authorities. Of course, they might be waiting for us the other side. Okay, now we're on show here a bit, guys, so we better get this, do a nice one. So we want to get the main across, goose swing it a bit. Oh, okay, it's not a nice one. Grab the new sheet. Yes, all right. And out we come. Sort the jib out. Clipping along gaily on the Minicat 420. Nice. This is so cool. I'd have to say thanks for coming, by the way. If you weren't coming, there's less of a chance that I'd have actually done this today, anyway. Okay, so we're just coming up on our next point of interest, which is to get to Paradise Island, we need to get across this rocky reef. Now, there's an easy way to do it, which I think is what I'm quite keen to do on the way back. It's got to go back as well, and it's going to be windier, and that would actually be just there to pull the boat up the beach, along the beach a bit, around Rocky Reef and down the other side. But to go downwind, I think it'd be much more interesting to try to find a gap in this reef. Now, like I was saying earlier, with these bits of swell that are coming through, as they hit the shallower water, the reef, they actually form breaking waves, which could be a little bit gnarly for us in the mini cat. We definitely need a gap through. So what we're looking for is a section of the rocky reef where there aren't any waves breaking consistently, and that I'm going to take as the fact that there aren't any rocks there and the water's deep enough to get through. There we go. That is my thought process at this time. Okay, it's getting a little bit punchy. So I am thinking maybe I'm going to put the kite away. Still looking for a gap. And we are going to have to head up here a little bit. Yeah, we are going to put the kite away. Is that the right way? Yeah. So, going to steer with one foot. Get off the sheet. Kite, put away. Get back on the main sheet. Here we go. All right. Yeah, because there's some waves breaking right ahead, which means the reef is kind of sticking out a bit this way. This doesn't look quite as bad, but I think it's because we're a bit further away. So still looking for a way through. You know, you could argue, well, maybe you should have had a look into that before you left. What's Google Maps for, or something like that? Okay, yeah, maybe you should have done that. I could even stop and do that now, but where is the fun in that? Okay, the good thing is, if we do hit something with the rudder will just kick up. Yeah, you can see these little light patches in the water. That is shallower water. Just getting the kite out again. The wind swung a little bit, or either that or the angle of the rocky reef has kind of come round a bit, which I think could be the thing. Okay, and I have seen something reasonably promising that shows that there must be a decent gap in the rocky reef, and that is that I can see a big catamaran on the other side, which you know, on these big cruising boats, which means there must be space to get through. So we are going to get through, and in fact, just down here now, see the waves have stopped, which means there's actually quite a significant opening, which is nice. Okay, time to jibe. We're going to go for the early goose wing jibe, because I found that one very satisfying actually. So just bring her downwind a bit, kite on the new side. There she is. Uncleat the jib. In fact, we don't want the jib going round the front, so there we go. Jib and kite on the goose side of the street. Very cool. That is some badass goose swinging you're doing there, boy. Oh yeah. All right. So and you hardly have to put any steering on once we're on the goose to get the main to come across. All right, this is so sick now. We are getting close. Yeah, a few waves breaking just here, but I feel pretty confident about this spot just here. All right, and we are going pretty nicely here as well. Okay, and Paradise Island is coming into view just up here. Difficult to see probably on the camera. It has got a monastery on the island, makes it a bit easier to spot. Lucky monks or nuns on that monastery, paradise, away from everything. All right, I think we are going to have to drop the kite to be able to get there. Now, when dropping a kite, it's kind of all about when. Woohoo! Not just now, because we are cooking some goose. Yeah, how fast is that? 9.6. Get us on the speed stick. Okay, I think that might have beaten my speed that's already on there. But I don't think we could go much closer to the wind with the kite. Let's see though. Let's see what we can do, what we can achieve here today in this absolute purling bit of flat water. Does look like it's getting a bit shallow. Okay, we're going to put the kite away. But look at this colour of the water. This is very similar to how it was in Mauritius. Absolutely stunning. I think it does look, sorry boys, it looks like someone's got to Paradise Island before us. So we're not going to have the place on our own. Never mind, I would guess they're people off this yacht who've gone for a little slice of paradise, as you would. This is absolutely extraordinary. Well worth the trip. If you've got a mini cat, you've got some holiday time, this is a good trip. I'll put a link to a good, there's a really good webcam where you can see a lot of the water where we set off. And I was watching it all day yesterday just to see what the conditions would be like. And I was thinking, yeah, it looks like it is the right day for this type of trip. Germans, guten Tag. If you're watching in Germany, do leave a comment, say hello. I have to say, you know, you could think that we are probably going to hit the bottom at some point, by the way. But life is made up of a collection of choices that you make, and where you are is the result of your choices. Now, I'd say at some point I made some pretty good choices. This is like, to get here, where we started from, it's only 45 minutes to drive from where I live. And this is flipping paradise. What the heck? Are we going to hit the bottom? Are we ploughing? No. Is it time to tack yet? Not quite. Okay, we're going to tack pretty soon. Very shallow, but we're cracking on. Okay, here we go. In fact, I might roll the jib there. and tack simultaneously, because that is what we do. Just windsurf it in a little bit. Okay, but I think I am getting in here. So there we go, we have made it. This is Paradise Island, and look at that. Absolutely stunning. Not traditional Paradise Island, like lump of sand, palm tree in the middle. No, we've got something else. Amazing. Very nice. Okay, so yeah, I've just been out doing a bit of showboating, and you may have seen in the video there was something a bit weird going on with one of the skegs, and that was I think in my haste to get the boat assembled this morning, when I put the front part of the skeg in, back part, I hadn't pushed it all the way back enough, and so I think when I was launching the boat here, it must have just wiggled it out enough so it actually came half out. It was good that this happened while I could still get back to Paradise Beach, and with a lot of persuasion, wish I'd have filmed it, sorry about that, I've got it back in. So the spinnaker is now in the luggage, because I thought we don't want that sort of windage for the sail back, considering we're going upwind most of the way. Okay, so I think we're ready. I think this journey back is going to be a bit more kind of like punishing, let's call it, than the journey to get here. Goodbye, Paradise Island. So civilized, the mini cat. Just get on. I'm just going to treat myself to getting the rocks out of my shoes. These are Zero Shoes Aqua Pro Sport. They're on sale at the moment, actually. They're really good. Good for on the boat, good for everywhere else. Okay, and we're off. Now there is a big dark patch of water here, so I might quite like to keep the rudder down, so I might tack here to avoid it. Okay, yeah, tack in here. Nice, very tidy. I did inadvertently get the main off. There we go, there goes Paradise Island. What a place. All right. Oh yeah, the luff of the jib's looking pretty good actually. Very grateful to have that skeg re-engaged, because the other option, rather than, I think I spent a good 20 minutes, oh, that's the bottom, putting it back in. The other option was to take it out completely, just take it back on the boat, because to put it in, really, you need to deflate the hull. And don't know about other inflatable boat users, but I didn't bring a pump with me. I thought if the hulls go down, I don't think a pump is going to solve the problem. Yeah, so There we go. Yeah, so we're going to take a different route back, which is going to be inside the reef. So I think what I'm going to do is go over towards the reef as far as possible, then tack, and then we should get a nice kind of like maybe bit upwind, bit close reach alongside the other side of the reef. So water should be pretty flat, nice clean wind, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Right, we're going to tack. Oh, the mini cat, of course. All right, jib, get in. Jib, get in. Oh, wrap of the main sheet round the tiller extension. Let's jib get in quick before we go into another tack. Let's let the main off so she can. That was a flipping mess. On any day of the week, that was a mess. Sorry about that tack, everybody. All right, I think I am. When the dust settles, when I get back, I'm going to make one upgrade to the mini cat, and that is to put in. I don't think this jib halyard is Dyneema, so we can see the difference in the angle between the forestay and the luff of the jib. We want to be able to get the luff of the jib completely straight. Okay, this is pretty cool. Inside the reef, nice and flat. Soon we're going to be out there. Not very nice and flat at all. This is going to get pretty punchy. Yeah, gosh. Woohoo! Under the banner of safety, pretty much our whole sail back has the wind blowing onshore. So if something fails on the boat, or if something happens, we're just going to get blown back onto the beach. So it'll be not the result we wanted, but it's not going to be completely unsafe. To be honest, heading out there is really going to put the mini cat through its paces more than we've done before. So come on, girl, you've got this, you can do this. Okay, so the game plan, we're coming right up into this corner and we're just going to beach the boat, then put it back in the sea on the other side. Just get that bad boy wrapped up. Nobody likes a flappy jib. Oh, actually, we're getting a bit of height here. Going to uncleat the rudder because we are going to touch the bottom. Okay, there's a photo shoot going on here. This is a photo bomb, if I ever saw one. There we go. So we're off the boat. We're pulling it forwards. Is this where this whole thing stops being a good idea anymore? We're going to see. I think it's just if the whole boat holds together, that is the thing. We've had the skeg off, but we fixed that. Oh, maybe we could just poke it through just here. It's a bit slabby again, like it was where we launched. Yeah, I'm not sure about this slabbiness. Okay, so it's pretty relentless actually. It's just a shore dump, rocky bottom. But I think what I'm gonna have to do is just walk it out as far as I can and jump on. Could this be the spot? Gosh, could be. Well, we're going anyway. Right. Come on, let's get the jib. This is advanced rudderless. Just going to get far enough away from the beach so that we know we're not going to get blown back on. Crikey, in fact, it seems that with this setting, it's going pretty well. Oh, let the jib off. A bit too well. Crikey. All right, that shows that sometimes you've got to try these things. To see if it's possible. And wow, the mini cat did ever so well there. Don't think there's many boats that you'd be able to do that. All right, God, this is going to be a long ride. Okay, here we go. Tacking angle there wasn't too bad. In fact, I'd say it's pretty good. Yeah, off we go. All right. So I dare say it's going to be like this for the next hour or so. I'll check in periodically. Okay, just coming back to the bridge entrance bit, so we have to go for another tack. You know, if we were going to abort, it's kind of like this would be the easiest place, because when we get inside here, the water will be all flat and it'll be really easy. But will we do that? No. You know, I could just ditch the boat, leave it in the wind shelter of the big wall, so it'd be safe, take the mast down, hitchhike back to the car, pick up the car, drive back, put the boat away, it would be dry, won't be any sand on it, easy. Is that what we're going to do? No. We are pressing on, okay, to get round the corner. The stakes are high. Oh. But yeah, she's going well. But I'm going to take it in here as much as possible before we throw the tack in. Just that these waves are going to get a bit smaller, and you know, I'm not worried about tacking in big waves. Oh no. But if we've got the option, let's have slightly flatter water and make our life a bit easier. Okay, I'm going to go until we're on the ley line for these markers, because that's when we'll get the flattest sea. There we are. Oh yes, that's what she said. Okay, so let's get this bit of organisation done here again. So that is in the cleat, across the bag. All right, are we ready? Yes, we are. Okay, tacking. Twisting the camera around, same time having to ease a bit of main. Little gust there. Oh, and we overstood slightly. The tacking angles on this are really good. Perhaps it's in these conditions, I don't know. Oh, all right. Yeah, port tack pounding, because we're going straight up the waves. Am I concerned? Slightly. Should I be concerned? Probably. Okay, I did forget to mention Instamic. Oh yeah, Instamic is what's providing this hopefully crystal clear audio. It's just actually here in this little pouch, which is why on starboard tack the audio might be slightly louder. But yeah, Instamic has done more to change the quality of the videos than anything else, because the actual picture quality, even 15 years ago, you could see what was going on. But could you hear what was going on? Oh no. But now with Instamic, yes, you can hear what is going on, unless it's underwater. All right, gonna tack. Here we go. Oh no, jib shoot. Not bad. Woo. Acceleration there from the 420 mini cat. Let's crank that in. Okay. Every time I take my eye off what's going on to like reposition the camera or something, big wave says get off the boat. Oh, there we go. All right, we've lost boom cam. Dang it. All right, what are we gonna do? Seems too much. Bouncy was too much for the camera mount. Okay, pretty good little repair there. Still can kind of use it on this tack. All right, we've been pounding up here for a long time, and my main objective here is to not push the boat too hard, because although I'm sure that she's got what it takes to hold together, I really don't want to push it to the limits and for something to fail. I want to make it to the finish line. So what I'm doing is just trying not to get airtime off all of these waves, so heading up quite a lot slow down before getting to any waves. So the final stretch could just be in one tack, because we're about to go round the corner. Yeah, this has been pretty epic to have the boat out in these conditions. Right, so we're gonna go for this next tack, see if it's gonna be putting us on the right sort of line to get back to our starting point. Just try and pick a good spot to tack. All right, jib sheets ready. All right, let's go. So here we go, jib off, jib on. That's how it works, jib off, jib on. No flappy jib. It's the flappy jib. Oh, hello. It's the flappy jib which really makes the tacks untidy. Yeah, so I think it's not looking too bad. Getting pretty chunky now. You know, the boat feels good. It feels good, but it only feels good till it doesn't. It'd be such a shame for the mast to come down or something now. But we're absolutely pounding through some of this swell, and it's good sailing. If you know, if I had the confidence to push it harder, it would be even better. Okay, we're on our final approach, and there are windsurfers, kiters, wingers, everybody else has come out to welcome us back. Very nice of them, I think. Okay, just trying to see the bit of the beach where we left from, hoping there's not big waves crashing down onto the beach. There shouldn't be. It should be quite sheltered in there, because it's kind of tucked in around this corner. That's why I chose that particular bit of the beach. Thought it might be a bit easier. We are on target. Will we make it? you could say it looks like it's a done deal now. Or never say it's a done deal till the deal is done. All right. There's a bit of wind round here. Yeah, that has been as big a day out as I could have hoped for. Yeah, such an amazing place to sail to. And then hopefully got some really good shots of the flybys by the pole cam. And then what an epic sail back, including probably my first ever bit of rudderless beach break sort of thing. Right, we are going to need to, well, it's not need to, we are tacking. Right, there's a winger stopping us from tacking, so I might just take that opportunity to roll up the jib. There we go. Your work is done. Okay, just trying to identify the perfect spot on the beach. We've got this. Oh yeah, and the wind's going nice and light as we get in here. This is what makes for a good launching spot on such a day. Right, uncleat the rudder, ready to pull the rudder up. 2 swimmers, some guys fishing. Alright, we're just going to turn it into the wind. Oh gosh, tiller extension just came off. Good job, that didn't happen earlier. On those. Okay. Little bit of drama there at the end. So there we go. I would have to say very well done to this little boat. It has performed remarkably throughout the day, and what a day it's been. Boat did exceptionally well. Another star player today has been, you might think, bit of a small role in the trip, but the other star player has been the wing cup, who looked after my drink even in those waves. Great job there, wing cup. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with some more on Joyrider TV. All right, just got to put it away now.